against Arsenal, the great Arsenal. Bro, kiss my ass, bro. We're only a few points behind you. We're nowhere near halfway to the season. Relax.
Are Chelsea really a threat for the title this season? 6 points off the top of the league, fine, but they're different sets of players. You still got problems in this squad, right?
History says we are not. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Chelsea could string a run of games together and be right up there.
Are Chelsea going to finish above Liverpool this season?
Money geezer that Chelsea are going to finish against Liverpool. Liverpool are... Bro, they are finished.
Chelsea 3, Wolves 0. Chelsea get the job done and they keep a clean sheet whilst looking at their free-flowing Chelsea best. Marky Mark. Game of two halves, perhaps, but 3-0.
Yeah,
job done.
Again.
Clean sheet. I got to remind you and the viewers, you were a bit deflated going into this one. You thought maybe it could be a draw, maybe Wolves could nick a draw, but that in the end was comprehensive.
In the first half, it looked like it. Look, firstly, 4 wins out of 5. Chelsea, absolutely, it was a great weekend. Yeah, Arsenal dropped points. Chelsea, 3-0, 0 goals conceded. It was a game of two halves. We're going to break it down. There's lots of talking points in this game, but overall, I am super, super happy. I did go into the game, like I said in the last pod, I don't know, when we play these teams, they come down to the Stamford Bridge and they like to set up a low block. And the first half, geezer, that's exactly what I thought. It was a game of two halves. That first half, I was thinking, here we go again. We're at home. We're not even playing the best teams. No disrespect to Wolves, and we're struggling to break them down again. But overall, I do love it when Chelsea win. It does bring a smile to my face, as you can see. What did you think of the game first, in general, before we break it down?
I do think it was a game of two halves. I think first half Chelsea were flat. I do want to talk to you about that as well, because there was a talking point. There's a flashpoint in the first half at the end of it that we'll bring up in a second.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's go straight into it. First half, Mark, you did look flat. Garnacho had a chance, by the way, in the first half. He kind of didn't do much with it. But the bit I want to talk to you about is at half time, there were several boos ringing around Stamford Bridge. What was that about? What's going on there? I know you looked flat, but a bit harsh.
Not really, geezer, because we're seeing again that we're struggling to break down teams with a low block. As I said to you right at the beginning of the pod, and everyone's looking at the players, they're looking at Enzo, they're looking really at Enzo. I'm looking at Enzo Maresca, the manager. And it's like, why are you instructing your teams, geezer, to do this side-to-side thing, waiting for the perfect moment? There's no urgency. It's just the same old thing. And, at half-time, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, same old crap with Chelsea. We're not going to get any points. You know what? I don't want to say we're lucky, but we're going to get into the Gusto goal. Okay, but that Gusto goal did really change the entire game. And I'm so happy for him. We're going to break it down about why I'm happy for Gusto. But that was the real turning point of the game, because after that, it's obviously Wolves need to now, as you're 1-0 behind, they need to open up. They need to actually try and play the game. They need to actually move some of their players forward and get into goal-scoring positions. So, of course, that's going to open up more space for Chelsea. And that's why after that goal in the second half, Chelsea just really turned it on. But that's the reason why, the players and the team got booed off at half-time. Maybe there's people say you shouldn't be booing your own players, but you know what? Fans are paying superstar money, inflated money to come to these games, travel from all over, wherever, even across Europe, across the world. They come and travel to watch these games, and they don't want to see boring, deflating football, right? That's my opinion of it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Fans are paying. At the end of the day, you pay, you got a right to boo, cheer, do what you want. And you're right, it was a bit flat and it wasn't really exciting. It was a bit side to side. And at half time, I was going to message you, I didn't, but I was going to say, like, mate, this could be a game where you potentially drop points. You might actually be right. But look, second half, I want to talk to you about the one guy that did change the game. There's a couple of guys we're going to talk about here, obviously, and yes, there's a
few
key
people.
Performance.
Yeah.
But there's one guy in particular I do want to talk to you about that I feel changed the momentum of the game, and it's not Malo Gusto. It's the chap that is tearing down the left-hand side, and he's whipping balls in dangerous areas, and that man, who I believe is starting to produce week in, week out, is Alejandro Garnacho. Talk to me about Garnacho's impact in this game in particular.
You see, Geezer, everyone, including yourself, I remember when we got Garnacho, can he hack it? Does he have the mentality? Is he going to disrupt the harmony of the team?
No, I refute that. I never said, I thought it was a great signing. I said Garnacho is a baller. I said he was a twat.
You're turning it around
he was,
now.
no. I said he's a baller. I said he's a baller. Continue.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Look, I am super impressed with Alejandro Garnacho. And it was the same thing with Jadon Sancho. Everyone was saying to him, oh, you know what? Off the field, he's going to cause problems. He's going to disrupt the harmony. He's going to come into Chelsea. You know what, for Chelsea? People were saying, that he's one of the hardest workers. He created zero issues, zero problems. And the same thing happening with Garnacho. He's come in there, bro. He's kissing the frigging badge. They're saying that he's the first one into training, the last one to leave. He's giving maximum effort to the team. He's getting more, he's accommodating and learning to play with this team, to understand Enzo Maresca's instructions. He is going to be a super important player for us. And yes, zero issues with him. He's only going to get better. It's exciting for Chelsea. I think, I'm not too sure if he would be a starter for Chelsea, right? Because for me, you have to start Estevão, who we're going to get on, right? And you see how the crowd changed when Estevão come onto the pitch. It changed the atmosphere entirely.
We're definitely going to talk about Estevão, but just sticking to Garnacho for a second here. A lot of what you said is correct. Here's the thing about Garnacho, right? People love to hate him. The media love to hate him. And outsiders will be like, yeah, he's a great player to hate. But wouldn't you rather have a guy that's hated by everyone else, but actually is hardworking for the team? It's bleeding blue for Chelsea, versus someone that
John Terry
everyone likes and everyone loves, but goes missing in big games. Because I tell you what, Garnacho will give it all. He'll give it all. He's not the type of character, whether you like him or not, guys, he is not the type of character to go missing. So I'd rather have that and everyone else hate on him, and then have someone that everyone loves but goes missing in big games. So I rate Garnacho. I'm not saying that, this game was a big game, but what I am saying is that...
Would you have him start? Would you have him start? If you're a Chelsea fan, that's what I was getting to. Would you have him start? Because Estevão, for me, would start on the right. He has to start. Neto on the left. You can't drop Neto. I don't know if you can for Garnacho. Does that mean that there isn't a starting spot in the biggest games for Garnacho at Chelsea? What's your thoughts?
Well, is there a third option? Can you start them all? Here's the thing, Mark, yeah? Who combines for the third goal? It's Garnacho and Neto, right? It's a ball whipped in, Neto finishes it off, and Neto finds himself in that central position. I agree with you. It's very difficult to drop Neto, right? He's a great player, but it's also currently very difficult to drop Garnacho. Is there a world where you can actually play all three?
Well, let's put it like this. If those two players, the best, Neto and Garnacho, their best positions are on the wings, right? So if Estevão, for me, has to start and has to play in the biggest games, if he's not going to be on the wings, the only other position Estevão can really play to get the best out of him is the 10. But to play him in the 10, you're going to have to drop Enzo Fernández. And Enzo Fernández, we can get into that as well. He was the man of the match. He absolutely run the game ragged. He dictated the tempo of the play. He dictated everything.
He was great.
One of the best players on the pitch. He was fantastic. We don't always say that. So now that being said, where's the space for Estevão, Geezer?
Well,
or would you not start Estevão if you're a Chelsea fan?
Well, here's the thing. He come off the bench and made an impact, right? He whips the ball in obviously there's a deflection, but he sets up Pedro for his goal, who, by the way, João Pedro, his finishing is questionable. He put that one away, but fine. But I'm still not convinced on João Pedro. But that was, again, Estevão. Yeah, 2-2, but he could have in reality had 4 against Spurs, and he could have had a couple against Wolves. So, yeah, look, he's getting his goals. Yeah. He's getting his goals, but Estevão is the man that's going to get credit from us, because the kid comes on. Again, impact. He's so special. I was speaking to a Chelsea fan at my gym, right? And he's so grateful that you guys have managed to nab Estevão. Now, whether you want to start him or whether you want to have him coming off the bench, the kid is just a weapon that you've got. And when Cole Palmer does come back, it is going to be a very different Chelsea side that we've seen. But we're starting to see them click. We're starting to see the Estevãos and the Garnachos. I don't know if you can drop Garnacho, but this is a great problem to have. You've got Garnacho, Neto, Estevão we're talking about here, and João Pedro starting, right? So you've got all these options. Yeah, Gittins. Yeah, see you later, mate. No, I do think Estevão was brilliant. Again, electric. I haven't seen Estevão put in a crap performance. So, granted, I'm not a Chelsea fan, so you guys might see a little bit more of him than I do, but I watch all your games. There's never a point I go, oh, Estevão went missing, or oh, Estevão wasn't very good. I mean, the kid is just brilliant every time he steps on the pitch, no?
We're talking about, we've talked off air about players coming into this league and taking time to adapt. For example, Florian Wirtz. We have this kid, 18 years old, come from the Brazilian league, geezer, into the hardest league in the world, in the Premier League, and hit the ground running. You said it yourself, geezer. He hasn't actually had a bad game. The guy is absolutely fearless. He's uber direct. He can go inside, outside. It's scary when Cole Palmer comes back, geezer, how these guys are going to link up. Cole Palmer in the FIFA World 11, voted by other players. We're talking about Estevão, geezer. People are talking already about a future Ballon d'Or winner. The great thing about Estevão Willian, though, bruv, is the mentality. It looks like he's got a good set of people around him. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't party, got a settled partner, got his family around him. He loves the club. This is the difference, I think, that we have between comparing an Estevão with a Ronaldinho, comparing an Estevão with a Neymar. Neymar and Ronaldinho love money. They love women. They love to party. And you know it affected their game. Because the drop-off for Ronaldinho,
they didn't do half bad, Mark, I'll be honest. I think Neymar and Ronaldinho didn't do half bad.
Could you imagine,
Estevão's a kid,
can you imagine, though? Look, can you imagine, though, how much Ronaldinho could have accomplished, geezer? How much Neymar couldn't have accomplished if they didn't have the outside distractions? Because, well and truly, you already know, yeah, after Ronaldinho won the Ballon d'Or twice in a row. After that second time, his drop-off was unbelievable, right? That's when Guardiola come in, wanted to get rid of him. Now Guardiola is considered one of probably the greatest manager, and he did that to the reigning Ballon d'Or winner. And the reason for I'm saying all this, yeah, is that Estevão, I do not think he's going to have those sort of distractions. I think he's fully focused. There's potential that he could accomplish even more. Yes, it's super early. Yes, he's only 18. But I think he has the potential to go further because he won't have those distractions, because he will be so focused, because his mentality is to be the best. And that is the sort of asset and the mentality we want at a football club, at your own football club.
But I mean, there's going to be special things coming from Estevão. He could go off the rails. Early. He could go off the rails. We don't know. I mean, he's got a settled life right now. Let's see. I mean, it'll be interesting. Look, there's plenty of things that we need to cover off still. So, but that is food for thought. But I think Neymar and Ronaldinho, They did all right, mate, I think, personally. But anyway, right.
Well, Ronaldinho did amazing. That's what I'll say. Yes.
They both did. They both did. Right. Mark, couple of things I want to cover off. You touched upon Enzo. We'll quickly talk about Enzo Fernández, and then there's a couple of questions I got for you. But man of the match performance from Enzo Fernández. The kid gets a lot. Not kid. The guy gets a lot of hate. He's quite polarizing. He's quite dividing, and I'm talking about Chelsea fans. So, because we know a few that don't like Enzo Fernández. So, so far this season, he's not just churning out numbers, he's also putting in man of the match performances. Can you really continue criticising him, or do we have to look at it from the other side and go, time to give him his flowers? He's producing, and he's producing consistently.
I don't know if I will say he's producing consistently. He was fantastic against Wolves in the last game. Thoroughly deserved man of the match. The sun shines on a dog's arse from time to time. His numbers are respectable, but still, for me, there's so many times where I'm expecting more, where he doesn't have that much impact in the game. You know, is he worth 105 million or whatever Chelsea's paid? I still don't think he's worth that, geezer. I would even go as far to say I'm not even sure. I know he had a fantastic game, man of the match. I'm not even sure that he would actually be in my first 11, geezer. Yeah. And I know a lot of Chelsea fans are going to be looking and go, this guy doesn't know anything. He doesn't. But bro, I'm just expecting more from a £105 million player. He is supposed to be, okay, the perfect box-to-box midfielder. Defensively, I don't think he's that great, to be honest with you, right? You compare him to Declan Rice, they're supposed to be the same type of players. Declan Rice is levels above Enzo Fernández, right? Enzo Fernández, you perform consistent performances like that where you're dictating the game and that you're running the show, which is what your job is, to score goals, to defend, to pass, the through balls. Create opportunities. Do that regularly throughout the games. Regularly. It's all good doing it once or twice. It's all good having a crap game and scoring one goal. It's not all good. I'm expecting more. So at the beginning you said, oh, Chelsea fans are always a little bit funny around there. I'm one of them. I'm one of them, geezer. I'm not fully convinced. I need to see more consistency.
I'm with you, to be honest. Yeah. I am with you. He's not £100 million player. What I am saying is that, well, listen, I wouldn't have him in my side, but I'm just saying he is starting to show some levels of consistency, not just from goals and assists numbers perspective. But look, he had his imprint on this game. Let's move on to two big things, Mark. Chelsea, with that win, 6 points off the top of the league. What can we read into this, if anything?
I told you, bro. I think I told you last game. If Arsenal lose a game, they didn't, they drew, and Chelsea win, we're only going to be 5 points behind you. We still have a month and a half to go to the halfway to the season. People saying about Arsenal, they're favourites, and you might be, but to say that you're God-given to win it, right, at this early in the season is a little bit crazy to me, right? Because now Manchester City are only, 3-4 points behind you. Chelsea are only 6 points behind you. You lose another game and Chelsea win, we're only 3 points behind you.
You could be level on points with us. Are Chelsea really a threat for the title this season? That's what we're talking about. 6 points off the top of the league, fine. But history, what? Yeah, but they're different sets of players. You've got still got
history.
Problems in this squad, right?
Hold on. History says we are not. Okay, going to do it because last season we were on fire. We were we were ahead or leading in the Christmas period. We had a few injuries and everything went tits up. And you know what? That could happen, right? We can have Moises Caicedo injured. Cole Palmer might get injured even more or something like that, or he might be taken even more time out of the team. Estevão might get injured. Anything can happen. But as I said, anything can happen. Chelsea could string a run of games together and be right up there. If you're asking me, I think Chelsea are still too inconsistent. Yeah, it's the teams that are placed between, 10th and 18th. These are the teams that we need to worry about. I think that we have more chances against the teams like Arsenal, against Liverpool, rather than teams that sit back and just set up a low block. I think Chelsea really struggle against these types of teams. Right. So right now, I want to be optimistic, but I want to be realistic because I've been disappointed with Chelsea, not just this season about how inconsistent they are. I've been disappointed last season as well. I'm still not sure about Enzo Maresca. And I know, look, he's brought his team up to second temporarily over the weekend. Now we're officially in the top 4, but it's only the beginning of the season. Still too much inconsistency. I'm still not a big fan of the way that they're coming out and starting games. Why is it every week we're coming on this pod, a game of 2 halves, a game of 2 halves? Because it is. Why can't you not play the whole game like that? I just don't think Chelsea have the consistency to stay up there. I believe we are in a fight for the top 4. Right now we're in 4th position. Great. But the worst thing is that our easiest games are behind us. And the games coming up are really difficult. Let's see. We'll have a much better idea after the Christmas period. Ask me again then.
Fine, I will do. Look, I think you're right. By the way, you're top 3 at the moment, not top 4. So you are, as in you're in the top 4, obviously, but you are 3rd.
Perfect.
And it's going to be an interesting one. You said you're in a fight for top 4. That does bring me on nicely to my final question. Who are you in the fight for top 4 with? And are Chelsea going to finish above Liverpool this season? Are Chelsea going to finish above Liverpool this season?
I bet money, geezer, that Chelsea are going to finish against Liverpool. Liverpool are, bro, they are finished. This is not the pod for it, so I'm not going to go into it. But they are so inconsistent. They don't know what their best players are. And I think Chelsea, yes, will have more chance to finish above Liverpool. I actually think Liverpool may not even make the top 4.
So tell me,
there's a chance
exactly,
they may not.
Exactly. They may not make the top 4. This is what everyone goes, Liverpool, it's Liverpool. It seems to be like they've got a God-given right they're going to make top 4. But as we've seen, there's so many holes in this Liverpool side. So many. And when they need their players, their big players to step up, because we can talk in how Florian Wirtz, he was ineffective, blah, 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 and put the pressure on him. But why don't we put the pressure on Salah and Van Dijk, 2 players that are supposed to be performing that are not performing? Kanate, I don't know what he's doing, but this has got to be the worst audition to move to Real Madrid that I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen a player that's been linked to Real Madrid and then put in performance after performance, week after week, like what Kanate is doing. So many problems throughout the squad from their experienced players. I am with you. I'm not even sure Liverpool are going to finish top 4, which then brings us on to, you said you're in a fight for top 4. Who are you fighting against? Top 4, Chelsea. Who are you fighting against? Sorry?
Arsenal.
So,
Arsenal.
okay, so we're both fighting for 4th.
Bro, don't say that. Don't just say, look, don't just say, oh, excuse me, sorry, against Arsenal, the great Arsenal. Bro, kiss my ass, bro. We're only a few points behind you. We're nowhere near halfway to the season. Relax.
So you, hold on. So of all the teams that are up there, you think you're fighting for 4th with Arsenal? Who's the top 3? Who's
when
the top
you say
2?
it like that, okay. I'm saying throughout the season, geezer, okay, we're gonna be, well, hopefully, I reckon we could be up there competing with you. We're only 3rd. We're 3rd at the moment. Yeah. I still don't think Arsenal are gonna win the league. As I have said, I wouldn't put my money on them. I'll still put it on Man City. So if we're talking about who in the top 4, who I think will finish, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Liverpool.
No way. Mark, this is a mental take. Listen, I know we like mugging off. We like mugging off Liverpool. It's fun. But Newcastle was so bad away from home. I mean, I guess so are Liverpool, but
Liverpool have lost like 5-6 games, geezer.
Yeah, well, so
4 games
Newcastle.
in a row.
So Newcastle.
It's not encouraging.
Yeah, Newcastle aren't good. They're not good. They haven't got enough goals.
So you think that they're going to finish above Liverpool?
But no, I think
they're going to finish above Liverpool. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think Liverpool will finish above Newcastle. Liverpool have got more goals in them. They've got way more goals in them. That's the difference. Newcastle haven't got enough goals.
Chelsea have more goals than Arsenal in the Premier League. Chelsea have more goals than Arsenal in the Premier League. But does that mean that Chelsea are going to finish above Arsenal? No. So I'm not going to count that stat, geezer.
Dude, there's a difference. There's a difference. When you've got two teams that are losing games, you need goals to win a few games at least. And you've seen Newcastle. They go on the road. They're just getting battered. They just got battered
Newcastle
by Brentford.
have got that Voldemort.
So what?
Okay, I get it.
Let's see. It'll be interesting.
He's doing fantastic.
You basically,
he's doing fantastic.
Just to wrap up this pod, you've basically got Liverpool finishing 6th this season.
Based on what I've seen, absolutely, geezer. Absolutely. Don't hold them in that high esteem because they have that reputation. It's Liverpool FC. Look at how crap they have been. You're the one that keeps on going how many holes they have, how crap Mo Salah is, how crap friggin' Van Dijk is, how absolutely irrelevant Wirtz is. So don't give me that. Don't turn it out. You know what?
The teams around them ain't great. I don't think Liverpool need to be great to finish above Newcastle. I really don't. I mean, I can't see it. Guys, let us know if you think this is a serious debate. I mean, can Newcastle really finish above Liverpool? That's insane. Insane, Mark. Let's wrap it up.
As insane as they've lost 4 games in a row. And they've lost like 5-6 games this season. Is that as insane as that, Neil? Think about it. Liverpool are not the same team.
And how many have Newcastle lost? Do you know?
I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below, guys.
No,
but yeah,
I'll tell you.
I still stand by it. I don't think
Newcastle have lost the same number of games as Liverpool. Newcastle are 14th. They're 6 points behind Liverpool. They're not. It's not a serious conversation. Come on, Newcastle are rubbish. Away from home,
there's still time.
They've still got City though. Next
there's
up,
still
at
time.
Home. I hope they do something there. But let's see.
I hope City do them. All right, no worries at all. Right, guys, let us know in the comments down below. Have I said some absolutely outrageous stuff? Let us know in the comments down below. If you want to see our next piece of content, this video right here. We'll see you good guys in the next one. Thank you.